Hey everyone. Today I've decided to make a YouTube video. And I haven't done this in a while because I haven't felt it was necessary or there was anything to talk about that would be of interest or hasn't been talked about yet. And right now I'm about to do something that probably not a lot of people have said. And I've been hearing it more and more often. And I've decided to take it upon myself to come out and say it. Now that I've played the game, it's great. Now, what game am I talking about? The what was supposed to be a reboot of the Sonic the Hedgehog series and what's now known as one of the worst games of all time, Sonic 2006. Now, this game is infamous among the Sonic community as one of the worst games of all time. Buggy, glitchy, upright, just bad. But I recently got it off of DK Oldies. Shout out DK Oldies, by the way. They're amazing. I absolutely love them. And I loaded up the game. I had like one or two issues, and that was it. The rest of the game played completely normal. Now, I've only played through Sonic's episode fully, so I have not gotten to any of the shadow stages or the silver stages. But from what I've played, it is amazing. I really enjoyed the game. I mean, the story. I like the story. I see a lot of people now starting to come out and say, "Yeah, well, there's a lot of potential. The story was actually pretty good. The story was really good." And I really enjoyed the gameplay of it too. Sonic just feels good in this game, and a big part in this game was the speed sections, the Mach 2 or Mach 1 sections, I believe they're called. And a lot of people were complaining about that, saying it's kind of difficult because, for one, when you jump, you cannot control where you're going to land. So once you jump, you carry all that momentum and you keep going forward. So if you jump on an angle, you're going to land further away than if you were able to move yourself back on the stage, which kind of sucks, but it also makes you think and makes you actually kind of memorize the stage layout before just hopping in, and adds a little bit of replayability because I really like those speed sections. And the game itself, like the regular stages, they are good. I think one of my favorite ones is Crisis City, and I think a lot of people say that, but for me, it's just so good. The music is good, the art direction or the style of it is really good, and I like the rail grinding. I do enjoy how you can home attack, do a homing attack onto the rails. I think that's actually a really neat idea and should have been in Sonic Heroes and would have made the switching between rails probably a little bit better than what we had in that game, but for the most part it's the same as Sonic Heroes. And all the stages really are really good. Now, by the time I'm posting this video, or by the time I'm recording this video, Sonic X Shadow Generations just dropped its first bigger trailer showing off more Shadow stuff. And in that trailer, we've seen Rail Canyon, we saw Westopolis, I believe, and a big stage that literally no one thought would return, Kingdom Valley from Sonic 06. Now, that is another section in the game that I actually really do enjoy. And recently, I've also played Sonic Unleashed. Haven't beaten it yet, but I think I'm getting there. And in that game, you have to do some grinding. You have to get these sun and moon coins, which you can only find. You can find some in the hub worlds, but for the most part, you'll find most of them in the stages, and you have to replay them. Now, for the daytime stages, yeah, I love replaying them. No problem. For the nighttime stages, I actually do enjoy the werehog, and I do think it's actually a fun gameplay mechanic, which may be another surprise to everyone, that I actually do really enjoy the werehog, and I think it was actually a really good idea. And if Sega were to, if we were going to go back in time to redo Sonic Unleashed, I'd still keep the werehog in. I like it that much. But other than that, in that game, you have to grind, get the Sun and Moon coins, so you can unlock more stages to further go out in the game. I don't like that because I'm not a fan of having to replay the nighttime stages to find this stuff, because the nighttime stages are a whole lot longer. And for normal stages, like the daytime stages, I'm all in for longer stages. Just like at Sonic Heroes. Those stages take minimum 10 minutes to beat. Yet, they're still some of the best stages of all time. And I love them. But these stages, they're a bit slower, more puzzle-based, and I kind of don't like it. And this later stage that I'm just stuck on, because I haven't been in the mood to play the Werehog stage yet, it's pretty annoying. I'm not a fan of it. But, overall, I do like it. Now, in Sonic 06, it's a bit different. In this game, you'll have to do some missions in the hub world, also known as Soliana, which is the main area of the game, basically. And you'll have to do some missions around there. Save a little girl from jumping off a house, I believe. Another one, you have to ring 3 bells to get to the entrance of a certain stage. Another one, you have to get to a train station, but the train station entrance is blocked off, so you have to find another route. And I don't mind that. I actually much rather that, because it's different. You're not replaying the stages. It's different, but it's also fun. And I like fun. And I think Sonic 06 is just fun. Now, here's another thing. The soundtrack goes crazy. Like, this is easily one of the top 10 soundtracks of all time. Easily. It is so good. Kingdom Valley, Crisis City, as I said earlier. Wave Ocean is pretty good. The main theme of this game, or at least for Sonic, his world, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love that song. It is so good. There's a lot of really good stages that have really good themes, and some actually make the stage better, and others are just kind of meh. But you know what? I really enjoyed the soundtrack. I think it's easily one of the best. And yeah, I think there's so much to enjoy with this game. With also the inclusion of Silver the Hedgehog, who makes his debut in this game. And can't forget the boy, the man himself. It's his year, the year of Shadow. Shadow makes his return in this game. And I think so far he's written pretty well. I think in Shadow's campaign, I beat White Acropolis, which is one of the stages. I beat that one, so I have an understanding of how Shadow plays. And I just want to say this. I really hope that's how he plays in Sonic X Shadow Generations. I really hope he plays like Sonic 06 Shadow, because Oh boy, that game. He plays good in this game. I love it. And Silver, I've only got to play him once in part of the Kingdom Valley stage. I like him. It's a bit confusing his telekinesis, and I've got to get used to it. But once I do, it'll make it just even more fun. And you know, over the years, you see more and more, as I've stated earlier, you see more and more people actually saying, you know what, this game is not actually that bad. I actually do kind of like it. Or a lot of people now are trying to look at the good side of Sonic 06, right? Just keep in mind, I'm not doing that. I am just strictly saying this game is good. There is more good than bad. The only bad thing I can, even the cutscenes. The Some people say the cutscenes look weird. First of all, the CG cutscenes, the CGI, whatever it is, look amazing. They are top tier. They look so good. And I think there's one cutscene in Sonic's episode Sonic, I believe it's called, or Sonic's campaign, that I think it's the very end cutscene where he's carrying Elise through like some trees, and I'm just realizing now that scene looks a lot like the teaser trailer for Sonic Frontiers. When I saw that, I was like, this looks just like Sonic Frontiers. What's going on? Which probably was just a cool reference, maybe. And I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. It's funny. Um, but in case you don't know, Elise is another new character in the game that never makes an appearance ever after this game. She's, so far from what I know, she's a princess that holds special powers, special time travel powers, and Eggman wants to collect that power so he can change time and unlock a being that basically can take over the world, no problem. And Eggman wants to use Elise's power to control the big bad guy, the big evil beast, to make him do whatever Eggman wants, aka take over the world. And I don't mind the plot. Now there's some time travels gimmicks thrown in there, which I actually don't mind. I like the time travel aspect of it. Like you go into the future, you get trapped by Eggman, and then Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles go to the future where they meet Shadow and Rouge in Crisis City, and they're roaming around there, and it's pretty cool. Then they end up going back to the past, well, present for them, and then have to beat Eggman to the ship. It's a whole big thing, but I like it. It's really good, and I really do not see the issues with this game. I don't see what people have. I ran into maybe two glitches. There was one at the very beginning in Wave Ocean where Sonic is kind of like gliding or sliding on the water, and you go into those three loops. I think you're supposed to hit a ramp, but there's this weird thing that happens that just before you actually get onto the ramp, Sonic like glitches out, and then he just goes straight down, and it's like an immediate death, which sucks. But eventually I got through it, and the rest of the game was fine. I didn't run into anything. And Knuckles' parts in Sonic's campaign and Rouge in Shadow's campaign are a bit glitchy, which comes without saying because of just the way the game is. it makes sense, and it's not like we haven't seen glitches before in Sonic. We have. They're littered in Sonic games, especially like the 3D ones, but this game is not as bad as people think or as people say. And I will gladly vouch for this game as I extremely love it. And probably right now, after I finish this video, I'm gonna go play some episode Shadow because I'm in the mood for it right now. And I'm really hyped for it. And I think I'm excited to play Kingdom Valley in Sonic X Shadow Generations because I think that'll be pretty cool. Even though I already have Generations on 360, I'm probably still going to get it again strictly because of the new stuff that's adding in, and I'll get that pre-order bonus with the inclusion of what is it? The Sonic Adventure skin from Modern Sonic. I'll get it physical for Nintendo Switch because that's the only console I have that's new. So, in conclusion, I just want to say if you're debating whether you want to play Sonic 06 or not, or whether you should get it, in my opinion, you should get it. If you're not trying to actively break the game, it is extremely fun and it is a great time all around. And I highly suggest you try it out. And if you don't like it, tell me why. Talk about it in the comments. Say, hey, I actually ran into a lot of glitches in my playthrough because you know what? I want to hear. I want to hear what you guys have to say. And I have not ran into anything yet. I'm lucky, I guess, or I'm just playing the game as normally as I can, so it doesn't break. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.